I'm looking fucking rough. Hello, you guys, gals, and goobers. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm actually pretty salty because I filmed this video 3 times. And I put it into my video editor, and it then said that basically the film wasn't found. So, hopefully, 3rd time's a charm. Okay. So, what the fuck did I do with my primer? I don't know. Guess we're just gonna use this one. So anyway, today I am going to be talking about why I quit my job. I've been hyping this video up quite a lot in person, and I'm very sorry that it is so delayed. But yeah, we're just gonna sit here. I'm actually gonna stick you right there. And we're just gonna sit there, or sit here, and chit chat while I do my makeup in the process. Because this is a makeup channel, so why not? Okay. So, I have been working for Pacey's since February of 2019. I initially started at the Tim Hortons, which is located right next to Becky's place. And but anyway, so like I said, I started there, and then come around the time of around like October of 2020, I decided that I wanted to change places. Like change building locations, I guess is the way we're gonna put it. So I saw a job bid, because for some reason we have to fucking bid on jobs like an auction. There was a place up for bid at the student union. And if I were to get that job, I would go from part-time to full-time. I would get $1 raise, and everything would just be hunky-dory. Like, it's a new place, new people I get to work with, and everything like that. So, pretty much everybody told me one of 2 things. Get out of the bathroom. That cat food's not yours. My dog likes to eat cat food and then wonders why she sprays shit out her ass. Okay. But, like I said, new place of work, and the people that worked at Becky's told me one of 2 things. They told me I was either going to love it, and, you know, hey, it's a full-time job, like, don't be fucking stupid and miss out on it. And then there was a couple other people that were just like, oh, I used to work at the union, like, they fucking suck, I fucking hated it there. But come to find out, they worked the day shift. And I agree, yes, day shift sucks. Sure, the hours are like mildly convenient and everything, but a majority of the people that work day shift are fucking bitches. I said a majority. Not all of them. But luckily, I got put on night shift. So, Jesus Christ, somebody put up a timer on how many times I can count the word But I was lucky enough to get the night shift position. And why can I not find my concealer? Thank you. So, I started over at the union November 27th was my first day. So, I was pretty excited, but also kind of skeptical because I had grown so attached to everybody at Becky's. I mean, fuck, I was working with my mother-in-law. So it was a bit of an adjustment. But after a couple weeks of getting myself acclimated, ooh, I used big girl words. I actually ended up really, really liking it over there. Just one sec. I didn't feel like stabbing my eye out with a blender, so just one sec. I promise. Okay. But, like I said, after a couple weeks, I really started to like it there. You know, I grew really attached to a lot of people really quickly. And everything was great. Like, I liked the managers. And I was just like, holy fuck, like, Tim Hortons who? Like, Becky's Place who? Hypothetically speaking, obviously. So. But no, I really did end up enjoying it. I really don't want to get setting powder in my eye. Now, I usually don't bake. Let me rephrase that. I don't usually bake my face. But, with this setting powder, there's just a line of stop traffic outside my house. It's completely fine. Okay. I have setting powder on my lashes. Ah! And it's all over the place. Oh, it got in my drink. Speaking of which, a little bit off topic. Do any of you guys want to see a drunk makeup tutorial? I really want to do one, but I need a good excuse. I need, like, people to be interested. So, just keep that in mind. Let me know. Let me know in the little doomsday box below. Doomsday box? Where the fuck did that come from? I like it. The comment section is going to be our doomsday box. Okay. So, anywho. I just knocked a ton of shit over. It's fine. Don't care. So anyway, I ended up loving the new job. I fit in pretty well. And you know, everything was hunky-dory. And I'm only using the mirror. Just letting you know. But I think the problems started arising when management started asking me to do so much extra work. And by extra work, I mean like asking me to work like 13-hour shifts, multiple days a week, work so much overtime. And I wasn't seeing any of it. So, like I said, I was working all this overtime to where it should have measured out to be like, I don't know. There was one period where I was earning like 6.5, 7 hours of overtime. Like, you know, so I'd be typically earning like 87.5 hours for a 2-week period. Right? Wrong. I saw absolutely no overtime. Like, I'd get my check thinking, cool, it's gonna be like, you know, almost $1,000. Like, I'm ready to fucking start putting some money aside. And I'd notice my paychecks never changed. I think the biggest paycheck I had was like an $800 paycheck every 2 weeks. Which, don't get me wrong, you know, if I didn't have a car or insurance or anything like that, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But, you know, I've got life expenses. I've got, like, I've got a car. I've got car insurance. I gotta pay for the repairs. I gotta pay for gas. I've got fucking rent. I've got, like, my cost of living, it didn't help. I was skating by paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, like, I was getting pretty tired of it. Ooh. Oh, I have a freaking hair up my nose. But yeah, so like the paychecks weren't great after a while. Like, we're trying to save up for a house and everything like that, and the money wasn't sufficient. So I started, like, you know, taking up every shift that I could, which was a mistake. Oh, it's not on brush. But then suddenly management realized, like, hey, she's putting in all this effort trying to make more money. Let's just throw her all of the fucking work and not ask anybody else, because Lord knows she's not going to tell us no. Like, I think management knew that we were trying to save up for a house and, like, we needed the money. Ooh, peep that glow though. But so obviously I wasn't going to tell him no, because, you know, we needed the money. And after a while, like, I started feeling, like, tired all the time. And, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And I realized, like, holy fuck, I'm being overworked. Like, how in the fuck am I supposed to do, like, my duties on top of picking up slack for everybody else? You know what I mean? And then management started calling me in on my days off. I'm sorry, but with as much work as I'm helping you out, and like all of this other shit that I'm helping you with, like, don't pull me in on my days off. Like, my day off is sacred. Your girl here needs her days off. So. But anyways, I probably should do my brows first. Hold on. Got it. But, okay. So, I want to say it was like 2.5 to 3 weeks before I actually quit. I had one of the most severe mental breakdowns that I have ever had. Like, don't get me wrong, like, mental breakdowns are considered pretty, like, normal for me and, you know, for everybody else. But, like, I've never had one that severe. Like, every little thing just sent me over the edge. So, I'm like so focused, I kind of zoned out for a minute. So like I said, the mental breakdown happened. Every little thing threw me over the edge. And I was getting to the point where, like, management started treating me differently. Like, there's a few managers that were just like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's normal. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, you'll be okay. Like, we're here for you. And then there's the one, the only, two-faciest motherfucker, Keitha. Tad bit uneven, but it's whatever. So anyway, the day of my mental breakdown was Saturday. It was like, it was probably a month ago now. What happened is she kept asking me, you know, like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Like, this isn't like you. And she pretty much, like, I sat there and I finally told her everything. I'm like, yeah, like, I've been feeling so overworked lately. I'm stressed out. And, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And I told her, like, my mental health has been, like, really, really shitty lately. And she goes, what do you mean? So, I sat there, I explained it, and pretty much told her, like, I'm probably going to be looking for other places of employment. She had the audacity to tell me to my face that mental health is not a good enough excuse to quit your job, or to move jobs, or to get a new job. Ain't that fucking absurd? I literally went home, like, cause I go home on my half-hour lunches. Or at least I did. Because, you know, not working there no more. So anyway, I went home on my half-hour lunch. This fucking sky blue Subaru goes flying 60 miles an hour in a 30, and I almost get T-boned pulling out of campus. In the middle of my mental breakdown. That sent me straight over the edge. I'm like, what in the absolute fuck? Like, you ever have one of those mental breakdowns where you feel like nothing else can go wrong, and then it does? Me too. Because that's pretty much how I was feeling. So anyway, that is easily the best my brows have ever looked. Yes, queen. Anywho, go home on my half hour so I can eat lunch, or eat my dinner with my husband. Well, I kind of scared him a little bit, because I came in the door, face beat red, just fucking having a mental breakdown, you know? Like, I'm sitting there crying uncontrollably, like, I can't fucking do this anymore. You know, that kind of ordeal. So, his first initial reaction is, oh my god, what happened? So I sat there and told him. And, we're keeping it simple today. Don't judge me. Okay. So pretty much, like I said, went home, you know, fell into his arms, pretty much can't even fucking stand up anymore. I'm crying so damn hard. And I sat there and told him, like, yeah, I just got done talking to Keitha and everything like that. And he goes, well, what did she say? And all I said to him was, mental health is not a good enough excuse to quit your job. I saw literally the look in his eyes went from being super worried to no expression to fire raging anger. He says, fuck that stupid bitch. Don't even bother going back. Just fucking stay home. You can stay here with me. I'll fucking hold you and make everything better. And I was like, I can't. Like, we're fucking shorthanded. I can't not go back to work. Because that's just how I am. Okay? Like, that's how I am. I don't want to leave anybody shorthanded. Even though everybody screws me over. You know what I mean? So I ended up going back to work. Keitha was already gone when I got back. And, you know, finished out my day, and I had a conversation with Raj, which was one of the other managers. Oh no. But he pretty much sat there and told me that it's normal to, you know, get stressed out and overwhelmed sometimes. Like, it's completely normal. You're fine. You're not crazy. And, you know, just that and the other thing. So, I went home that night. You know, everything's hunky-dory. Like, I'm still kind of upset about it. But, you know, it's whatever. Okay? I just fudged up my brows and I really don't care anymore. But, okay, so I went home, you know, drank a little bit to ease my mind, everything like that. And I ended up going to bed. As, you know, people do. Woke up the next morning, and it was like somebody flipped a switch in my brain. Like, I remembered why I was sad, but I couldn't bring myself to cry anymore. Like, it's almost like a sense of relief in a way. So, you know, I spend my morning doing what I do, and then I get ready for work later in the afternoon. Get to work. I'm all fucking peachy ducky, not donkey, whatever. And you know, everything was fine. Got through almost the entire day. Absolutely no issues. Was my happy ducky self. And then, remember me talking about Raj? You know, the motherfucker I had talked to the day of my mental breakdown? Yeah, he ruined my day for me. Yeah, pretty much he basically sat there and, okay, so the thing is with managers. When a manager has an issue with an employee's work ethic, they're supposed to take them somewhere private, like an office or like a side hallway where nobody will hear you, and, you know, have a conversation. Talk about like what the employee is doing wrong and this, that, and the other thing. Oh, that's the wrong lip liner. This is the right one. Well, he didn't do that. He decided, fuck you, fuck your feelings. I'm just gonna sit here and embarrass you in front of everybody. He literally sat there. And like I said, this happened all in a matter of 60 seconds. I went from being super happy to back to my absolute rock bottom in the matter of, like I said, a minute. And who knew I could do lip liner? So he basically belittled me, embarrassed me, like every other thing that you can think of. Like, you know that feeling of like when your parents tell you, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed? It's kind of how I was feeling, but a little bit more humiliated. So yeah, that happened. I literally spent the rest of my day crying. Because, like I said, it was only like 10-15 minutes before we closed. But he said that in front of all my coworkers, in front of a handful of students, and like everybody saw that my feelings got fucking hurt. And usually I'm not a softie, okay? Like, there's different categories of softie, okay? But if somebody has a problem with me, I'm not usually the one to get, emotional. But I think my problem is I think I got so upset. Like, I got so angry that I cried. I think that's what that was. Because I remember being very angry and then crying out of nowhere. I love this lip color. I don't know why I never wear it. It's so pretty. Okay. So, this was Sunday. Which Sundays are my Friday, which means it's my last day of the work week. So, I had Monday, Tuesday to myself. Had a lot of time to think about what happened. And, come Wednesday, I just so happened to run into Stacy, which she is the big boss, the big manager of the student union. So I ran into her leaving work as, like I was coming into work and she was just getting ready to go home. So I already felt bad for, pulling her back in because I know she wanted to go home. She's got a little boy at home. I mean, I'd want to go home and see my kid too if I had one. But I was just like, hey, like, if I come in early tomorrow, like, can I talk to you? And she's like, well, what do you mean talk to me? Like, is this something that can't wait? And I was like, well, I mean, you be the judge of that. I had an issue with Raj over the weekend. And she literally, like, shut her car door and, like, ran back inside and, like, let me sit down and talk to her. So, I sat down, I gave her the rundown of pretty much everything that had happened, and she pretty much told me, like, yeah, I've already handled something like this before, like, I've already talked to him about it, but we can have a meeting, again, it's just you, me, and him, if you really want to sit down and talk. And I told her, yes, I would. And I also told her that I wanted a union rep present. Which I think was my mistake. Because the thing is if you I thought it would bend down farther, but I has a kitty. Get down. But anyway, if you have an issue with an employee or anything like that, you're supposed to have a union rep present whenever you talk to a manager. Just to kind of save your ass, you know what I mean? Well, like I said, I had asked for this union rep, and the day came along where, the meeting was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen that coming Friday. I go in. Stacy's nowhere to be found. There's no union reps there. There's just fucking nobody. don't like how this lashes come out. I don't want these lashes. You know what, fuck it, I'll just re-glue it on. It's fine. But yeah, meeting never happened, and then I went in to the office to try and find Stacy, just in case, you know, for whatever reason, like, her car was, like, parked somewhere else, and she was definitely in the office. Well, she wasn't, but Keitha was. I swear to God, my blood boils every time I talk about that dumb bitch. I kid her. Anywho. So, I pretty much told Keitha, like, hey, is Stacy here? Like, you know, I was supposed to sit down and have a talk with her and Raj. And she goes, yeah, I heard about that talk, and it's not happening. And I was like, okay, well, maybe Stacy forgot or something. Mind you, I'm calm, cool, and collected, and she's starting to act hostile. Hostile? However y'all pronounce it, you still know what I meant. She then demanded for me to close the office door. If you go into the office and manager tells you to close the door, you better be fucking scared. Or also with a I don't give a fuck kind of attitude, you know what I mean? Well, anyway, she told me to close the office door, and she pretty much started interrogating me. Like, she started interrogating me, pretty much trying to, like, nag answers out of me on why I wanted to talk to Stacy and Raj. And I told her, that's a private matter. It's none of your concern. Well, she didn't like that answer either. Because I think she knew that she fucked up on that Saturday. So I think she was just trying to cover her ass. Because I told Stacy about that too. And pretty much, there's a dog hair on my eyelashes. No. So she pretty much said, like, yeah, that meeting doesn't need to happen. It's not necessary. And how dare you ask for a union rep? I literally had a copy of the contract in my car, and I seriously wish I had it in my hands, because I would have thrown it at her saying, I'm obligated to one. You dumb fucking bitch. But I didn't, because I wasn't expecting to get shut into the office with Keitha. So she pretty much sat there and, like, almost in, like, an insulting tone, was just like, there's no need for you to talk to Stacy. Raj is learning, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, but how long has he been an assistant manager? Shouldn't he know this by now? And she kept trying to, like, back Raj up and everything like that. And she basically tried, like, covering her own tracks, saying that what she had said to me on Saturday, she never said it. But the funny part is I was on a phone call with my mother when that conversation happened. My mother heard everything. And you can guarantee that my mom is going to have a fucking BF when she gets the chance to. My mom was fucking livid. Like, I called my mom in the middle of cookies when there was, you know, a free space. Because I was like, Mom, like, this is happening. Like, what the fuck's going on? And then Keitha comes up and said all that, and my mom, I could just hear her. Oh, that was ladylike. I could hear her in my AirPod pretty much chewing this lady out, and she didn't even know I was on the phone with her. So, anywho. So yeah, literally nothing came of that meeting. Raj didn't get taught anything. So, I pretty much told Stacy, like, fuck you. Fuck this place. I'm fucking out. And she said for reasons of she said pretty much for my well-being and for my record, she said it would look better if I put in a resignation notice instead of a 2 weeks notice. Just in case, you know, for whatever known reason I wanted to come back. But I told a lot of students that, like, I had intentions to stay for the full semester. Like, I wasn't gonna leave early. Like, I was gonna stick it out, because Mama didn't raise no little bitch. But, it turns out Mama raised a little bitch. So, pretty much what happened is I started getting overtired really quickly. I pretty much told everybody the 16th was going to be my last day. Like, I can't fucking do this anymore. So, I changed the date on my resignation. I told all my students, for the ones that hadn't left yet or the ones that I actually got to see, I told them everything that was going on, and they were all pretty understanding. Like, they were like, we want you to see you do better. Like, we want you to go on to bigger and better things. Just keep in touch. And I made a couple students angry, but, like, it wasn't understandably angry. But yeah. I quit my job because management fucking sucks. Don't ever work for a union, because if you tell a manager you want a union rep present, they'll sit there and chicken out and basically tell you that it's not happening. So yeah. Don't work for a union. If your managers are shitty people, fucking quit. Go find yourself a new job. Straighten your crown, queen. And if you're in the middle of a mental breakdown right now, I feel you. Straighten your crown, queen. Stay strong, bitch. A lot of people here need ya. Including me. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions that never really got answered, please leave them in the doomsday box down below, and I will do a follow-up video, you know, answering any questions. I tried to explain everything as best as I possibly could, but I feel like there was some stuff I may have left out. So if there was any questions that you guys had that I did not answer, please feel free to leave it in the box below. And you guys have a great day, and I will see you all later.